Guys, KW Stout, healthmindpower.com. In this video, I want to talk about why I prefer upper lower splits as opposed to other training splits. And if you're not sure what that means, an upper lower split is where your workout days are broken down by upper body days and then lower body days, hence upper lower split. So when I first started lifting in high school, I joined a weightlifting class. Actually, I was in two different weightlifting classes, or I had two different weightlifting coaches throughout high school. Both of them had us do upper lower splits, and at the time I for some reason just didn't put any thought into the fact that there was probably a really good reason for them assigning us upper lower splits. Because I started to get into it, and I started to get into this whole bodybuilding thing, and I started reading bodybuilding magazines, and I noticed they were all promoting one style of training, which is either a body part split or what some people call the bro split, where you do one body part per workout. So you might have a chest day, then a back day, then you have arm day or whatever, and it just goes like that. And in the reasoning behind it is they were saying that you need all this time to recover, and you need to have a whole day to just go all out on the muscle, or you can't get any growth. And they used to say all these different things. Well, really come to find out, as you get older and wiser and you start to look into the science behind everything, and you figure out that style of training is the least effective style of training. I mean, sure, it works, you can do it. But for natural lifters, it's the most inefficient way to train. And the idea behind it is really just them trying to sell you a bunch of supplements by creating all these ideas about overtraining and all this stuff that's just really blown out of proportion. So then other styles of training would be full body training, which is like 5x5, all the different 5x5 workouts. And that's where you typically only lift like 2 to 3 days a week, and you do your entire body. So you might be doing squats, deadlifts, bench, rows, all this stuff in one day. And a lot of people believe that is the best way of training, because you're using your entire body in one workout. It's pretty efficient in terms of, like, for your time, you're using the most amount of your body as you can in the shortest amount of time, even though those workouts tend to go a little longer. The downside to those, though, one being you just don't get enough volume, which is fine if you're trying to get stronger. But if you're trying to get bigger, if you want to build more muscle, if you want to burn more fat, volume it plays a big role that a lot of people downplay, that I found to be extremely important. The other thing is, it's just so boring. It's just like, because you are doing full body training, you have to pretty much pick the best of the best exercise for each, or you have to use exercises that cover the broadest range of muscle groups, which limits you to a handful of exercises, although they are the best exercises. And I think that I still like to use all those main exercises in my programming. It just gets kind of boring only doing those things. And you can switch it up a little bit, but you can't get too far away, or else you're not going to be doing full body training anymore. So then another way of training would be the push-pull split, and there's two different versions of that. So there's entire body push and pull. So like on a push day, you would be pushing with your lower body, so doing squats, and pushing with your upper body, so like bench press, shoulder press, that kind of stuff. Then a pull day would be deadlifts, rows, pull-ups, that kind of stuff. And then the other version of push-pull would be push-pull legs. So you've got an upper body push day, an upper body pull day, then you've got a leg day. And I've tried those two, and those do work great, and I would say I like those. I probably like the total body push-pull, maybe second to upper-lower splits. But just between, with all the coaches I've worked with personally and what they recommend, between what I've seen work for myself in just experimenting with different workout styles on my own, and what I've seen work for the majority of my clients, upper lower splits just tend to win out. So It doesn't mean it's the absolute best way or only way. The best way is whatever you stick with, and whatever you enjoy. It just so happens that I enjoy upper lower training, and a lot of the people that I put on that type of programming tell me that they like it so much better than what they were doing before. So it just seems to be the general consensus. So that's why I recommend upper lower training. Oh, and to get a little bit more into some of the other things. So I was telling you why I don't like to do full body training. Well, with upper lower, it's great because you can get a lot of volume in a week. I mean, so an upper lower training split you could easily do 3 days per week if you wanted, if you really just had minimal amount of time. But you can also easily do 6 days a week with upper lower training and get a lot of training frequency and a lot of training volume in. So it just depends on your schedule and your goals and everything. But that being said, upper lower is incredibly flexible, whereas like bro splits, the one body part per day, it's not very flexible for someone who doesn't have as much time. You're going to have to work out 5-6 days a week. And you're also just not getting near enough frequency. I mean, your muscles are going to recover so much sooner than before you work them out again, that you're missing out on lots of progress. I mean, you could just be getting bigger and stronger in a shorter amount of time. So that's, those are the reasons why I like upper lower splits. But in terms of there being a best one, I just think people like to choose one and stick with it and make that be their thing and part of their brand, but really that's all just for marketing. I mean, the truth is that any style of training that you stick with can get you results. So if you just care to do what you enjoy the most and what you think is going to be most efficient, then I highly recommend checking out upper lower splits. But I'm curious what you do. What works for you? I want to know. Leave a comment below. Let me know what training style. Let me know what things you've tried and what you think of them, and what your favorite one is or what you're doing right now. So leave a comment below. Let me know. Subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.